We are less than 6 months out from the general election. The Hill reporting anxiety grows among Democrats over Biden border issues. Is this a political narrative shift, or have Democrats actually woken up to the issue?
No, I think they've awakened to the politics and the chaos of what's going on. There's a tremendous amount of chaos in the southern border. Americans of all political backgrounds on this hate the chaos at the border, rightfully so. And so they want to just be able to see basic immigration policy run the way that it should, where you've got people that can legally request to be able to work in the United States, go through that process, but you don't illegally incentivize people. Right now, President Biden's literally taking people away from the legal process and moving them over to the illegal process. So the legal immigration system is getting slower and slower, and the illegal process is getting faster and faster. So we're getting more and more of this. Again, this is a crisis of Biden's own creation. And now it's just grown out of what he thought it would ever be. He thought he could manage it, but the cartels in Mexico are just seeing his weakness and just overrunning him. And now they're trying to figure out how to be able to manage his own mistakes.
Yeah. Do you think there's a real possibility of a border bill being passed in the next few months?
I don't, actually. So it's been funny. All these Schumer and others are floating, hey, we're going to bring back this bipartisan border proposal. And all the reporters here in D.C. are catching me and saying, are you part of this? And I said, no one's talked to me about trying to be able to solve this, because this is not a serious work to be able to resolve it. What we were trying to do in the past several months ago was do a serious bipartisan sit-down conversation saying, where do we have common ground? What can we get fixed? Biden's not going to do his job. What can we actually get done to be able to solve the problem? No one's sitting down to actually do that kind of work at this point. At this point, the presidential election is going to resolve this, and then we'll continue to be able to push in the days ahead.
So, Senator, I'm sure you're familiar with the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. He's doing all he can to continue to provide an overwhelming amount of financial support for illegal migrants here. And now we have Mayor Adams suggesting migrants should be hired to work as lifeguards because apparently they are good swimmers. His words, not mine. Take a listen.
If we had a migrant and asylum seeker plan that states those jobs that we are in high demand, we could expedite. How do we have a large body of people that are in our city and country that are excellent swimmers, and at the same time we need lifeguards? And the only obstacle is that we won't give them the right to work to become a lifeguard.
Senator, where is this going? Would the next step after getting them employed be getting them to vote?
Yeah, it's amazing to me. If a Republican had said that exact same thing, the media all over the place would have jumped all over it and said, what a racist, terrible thing to be able to say. But if a Democrat says that, everyone just kind of chuckles and smiles and says it's no big deal on it. Yes, the focus really here is all these people are here illegally, so let's actually get them a job. Let's actually get them integrated. Rather than saying let's enforce the law, then the focus seems to be, okay, well, let's just turn our head if people break the law. This is the same thing. If they break in and steal from a Walgreens store, it's like, oh, that's just what happens, instead of actually enforcing the law. So you just get more criminal behavior. Basic fact, if you ignore criminal behavior, you get more criminal behavior. If you reward criminal behavior, you get even more criminal behavior. So at the end of the day, let's have a legal immigration system where people want to work in the United States. Great. We've done that for 2.5 centuries in our country to allow people to be able to come in the United States to be able to work. Let's allow that in a legal process where they actually have to do the application, get the vetting, do the background checks, all those things, not just wave people in, and certainly not do what San Francisco and multiple other places do, where they actually register people to vote, though they know for a fact they're illegally present. Have you seen stories recently from Ohio, where Ohio is scrubbing its rolls and finding people that are not legal in the United States that are on the voter rolls, and Ohio's taking a step to be able to scrub them off? Every state should do that. Every state should focus in on its voter rolls to make sure they don't have people illegally, and certainly not do what sanctuary cities do, and that's register them to vote, quote unquote, on city elections. Wink, wink, nod, nod, and I hope they won't actually vote in federal.